What's going on, YouTube? It is your 8th favorite Beyblade TikToker slash YouTuber tapping in with another tournament vlog. Right now you're looking at the face of someone in desperate need of getting their swagger back. I don't really want to elaborate on that statement, but just know that Mcfaboy10's swag levels they're at an all-time low. I feel like the game has changed so much since the last time I played. I don't think Night Mail is gonna be my carry anymore. Aero Pegasus can't even be my carry anymore. So I'm a little nervous. The game has changed, man. So here we are at Left Spin Bay's Christmas Bash tournament for the Boise Beyblade League. We had about 25 entrants to this tournament, so it's going to be a couple Swiss rounds, and we're rocking 3v3 format with decks of 5 Beyblades that we registered, so we get 5 bays, and then pick 3 and bring those to the stadium, so you guys will see what I was working with as this video goes on. Here I am against my first opponent, V17 Easy. He's been in the scene for so long, but I honestly think this might be our first recorded match against each other. Here we are in the first game, thrown into that Shark mirror match. I've been experimenting with Shark a lot since it came out, and I like it on level a lot, but I like level on everything. I was talking to Swift MFB of SpinCity Imports, and he told me to run it on 170 low rush, so that's what I got today. And V17 Easy has his on 160 low rush, so that height advantage is able to help me get the spin finish there. Next up is a bay that barely made the cut for my deck, but I've just been seeing it put in so much work lately, and that is Clock Mirage on 455 low orb. I had pretty much zero practice with this bay before this tournament. It feels so weird to launch just because that center of gravity is so high and it's so wide. It feels like you're launching like a frying pan. I don't know how to explain it. But if you're able to not get knocked out, you can pretty much outspin any blade in the game, including Wizard Rod. And so this Scorpio matchup is also going to be really good for me. Our third matchup includes the aforementioned Aero Pegasus. It's my Aero Pegasus on 160 level versus Hover Wyvern. I think he just has it on the classic 960 kick, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, these two are gonna scrap. Let's see what happens. Yo, that was sick. I forgot that happened. Live Mcfaboy10 reaction. So I'm up 4-0 against V17 Easy. Definitely a comfortable lead, but obviously a ton can go wrong in Beyblade X. The next matchup, I'm playing super lame. I go Clock Mirage, and he goes for Hover. So I'm looking for that easy 1-point finish. But Hover, in fact, destroys me on the first hit, so it's not going to be that easy. And next up, we throw into that Shark mirror again. So I put my Shark in the sketchiest place possible and survive the potential extreme finish. So luckily I'm going to go for the outspin, but he pockets me, and that is going to cook my stamina. Luckily 170 was able to hop me out, but this game is going to move to 3-4, so he's climbing back.
3-4. So anyone's game?
And this next matchup is one I feel okay about. It is Aero Pegasus into Scorpio Spear. I get a nice little stall right behind him, and Scorpio Spear's got good defense. But my Pegasus is able to get a good hit, and that thing is looking pretty wobbly. Oh my god, they're scrapping. These two are going to duke it out. I think his Scorpio Spear is on taper, if I'm not mistaken. And that hit at the beginning really sealed the deal for my Aero Pegasus early on. And I'm going to take my first game against V17 Easy. So that's a good start to the day. And there's that Clock Mirage, man. The Beyblade that was totally throwing off my perception of Beyblade X. The fact that Wizard Rod can now just be outspun by something is very strange, and it was putting me through a lot as I was building my deck. Anyways, here we are against my next opponent, Zerg. You guys are not going to see a lot of me switching off of this order. I'm sticking with Shark Scale first. Oh my goodness, I just launched his Phoenix into the stratosphere, but that is not going to be counting today. We're going with the WBO rules. Obviously, it'd be nice to have those 2 points, but if you guys have watched my videos before, you know I'm weirdly prone to getting launched out the shroud, so I don't really mind. I think it evens out. And there's my Shark Scale. I get knocked into the extreme pocket. But maybe that 170 is able to save me? I don't know. Luckily, I just go down 1-0. And this next matchup is a real lame one. It is Scorpio Spear again versus my... Oh my goodness, Clock Mirage, chill out, bro. Yeah, it's Clock Mirage and Scorpio Spear. Like I said, my order, I was pretty comfortable running Shark Scale first into the Clock and then into Aero Pegasus as kind of my anchor. It's kind of the 2026 reproduction of what I used to love running, which was Night Mail, followed by Cobalt Dragoon on Elevate, followed by Aero Pegasus. Gosh, it's making me sad just thinking about it. But yeah, that attack, stamina, attack sandwich, I love running it. Helps me get so many points Here's my Arrow Pegasus versus his Unicorn Sting. I camp out up in that corner, and I'm able to land a critical blow on his Unicorn Sting. So I'll go up 3 points to 1. I actually posted that reverse X dash into the KO on my Instagram story, like my personal one. And now revisiting it, I'm like, that was not nearly as clean as I thought it was. But it got the job done. Anyways, here we go. My Arrow Pegasus is beating up his Phoenix, but it took a big hit at the beginning. Now they're both slowing down. Oh, yeah, it is not looking good for Arrow at all. And the score will now move to 3-2. I remember thinking that my Arrow totally should have had that one, but rewatching that first hit from his Phoenix, I kind of see why I lost all my stamina. And here we go with my Shark against his Scorpio Spear, landing some crazy good hits, but nothing that's gonna stick. Oh my goodness, look at that. That's about as much as you can ask for out of Shark Scale, but his Scorpio Spear is gonna even up the score. Next up, we got a matchup that I am fine and dandy to see. It is a Unicorn Sting on, I think it's 960 free ball versus my Clock Mirage on 455 low orb. But my Clock is just taking a whole tour around these extreme rails, burning a lot of stamina. However, that strangely shaped frying pan from Saturn, I have a lot of confidence in it to still be able to outspin ye old BX Unicorn Sting. But he was able to hit that Clock right underneath the blade where it hurts. And now I'm leaning like crazy. Am I going to be able to stand up? No, it doesn't look like it. I'm going to go down 4 points to 3 now. And a big upset as far as 1v1 matchups go. So now we're going into the second and final reshuffle. I make kind of a crazy play here. I go with Clock Mirage first, calling out his Scorpio Spear, which looks like it's on Hexa. You know, that's some high-level Beyblade decision-making by a newly sponsored athlete. But his Scorpio Spear just ends my life immediately. So that is the first time I have been taken down as SpinCity Mcfaboy10. Is that the first SpinCity mention 7 minutes into the video? I'm not doing a good job here. Anyways, use my code. We're on to my next opponent. It is King Kaiju, a newer player in the area. He's always rocking these custom-painted blades. His current build is Soul on Wedge, I know that much. And he gets a nice stall up in that corner, but my Shark is able to land a nasty one too, and I'll go up 2 points with the burst finish. Next up, he's got that Reaper blade, and it is versus my Clock Mirage. Questionable legality with these custom-painted bays, but we're not going through the WBO today, so that is the question for a later time. It's been a hot minute since I organized through the WBO. There's a lot of hoops to jump through, but I gotta lock in. And my Clock is going to get the outspin against Reaper. I believe he's rocking Transpoint on there. And the last matchup of this first shuffle is Arrow Pegasus versus his Clock Mirage, which he has on Elevate, like a crazy person. But I already know that thing destroys Cobalt Dragoon. Oh my god, and he's going for the Forbidden Launch Tech. No shrouds allowed, so we will relaunch that one. My Arrow Pegasus finds a nice stall up in the corner, and it comes down on Clock Mirage like a bag of rocks. And I'm able to get the 5-0 sweep, so that's going to be really good for me because the Swiss rounds are over. So a little bit interesting, but I think we're cutting to like top 14 instead of top 8 or something. The question is if 2-1 is going to be good enough to make it, because I know there's a lot of 2-1ers. Man, I already know you looked at that timestamp. Yeah, baby, we made it. Mcfaboy10 is back in the top cut. So here we are. I think it's a single elimination, top 14 bracket. And my first opponent is Magic Macabre, who I've got some history with.
Magic Macabre gets the best of me.
And he has a few words for me, man. This guy's got a mouth on him.
I'm gonna make this quick.
Man, this guy. Obviously, it's all love, but my Shark Scale did take that personally. It's up against Nightmail. I give him a little lift into the air, give him a preview of what's coming next, and I'm going to go up 2 points to nothing. Shark Scale is pretty much the entire reason why I have retired the Nightmail. So I'm up 2 points in this 1-to-5 battle. And next up, it is his Samurai Caliber versus my Clock Mirage. And unfortunately, he just hits that X-Rail with the level bit. And I go up 4 points to nothing. So this could be his tournament life right here. He's rocking his signature Flex Dragoon on Elevate. And I'm rocking my Flex Arrow Pegasus. And look at that hit I get on him. Very unusual, but also very reminiscent of our last battle at the state tournament. Yeah, look at that. It's like a carbon copy. But this time around, the point goes to Mcfaboy10. So I live to fight another day. I've now moved on to quarterfinals. This time my opponent is none other than Drakenshot. He just took down Blader Doom in his top 14 match. Blader Doom, a player who's got my number. So Drakenshot is someone to be scared of. But he's always rocking the craziest anti-meta stuff. Look at that Lightning El Drago, 960 elevate build. This guy's crazy. That might not even be 960. Look how high up it is. But it is going up against my Shark Scale. And you can see it zapping my energy a little bit. But that Lightning El Drago blade is pretty unbalanced. And Elevate just not quite able to hold it up as much as it needs to. That first point is barely going to go to my Shark Scale.
That was Shark by a hair.
So that's good for me. The game can swing so hugely in these first to 5 battles, especially when he's rocking wild cards like this. He's got Impact Drake on Disc Ball. I can't exactly say I've taken this matchup to the lab, but Impact Drake is always scary with that rubber. You can see Clock flying off of it, and he's kind of interaction maxing by going with that Disc Ball. And even though you see him slowing down, Clock Mirage is never safe if he hits anywhere underneath that blade. So in a sense, the ending of the battle is the scariest part, but I'm able to hold on and go up 2 points to nothing. And Drakenshot's last bay, honestly out of character for him. It's quite meta. It is Cobalt Dragoon on level. And it's going up against my Arrow Pegasus on level. He goes for like this snipe on me, but my Arrow Pegasus is able to get ahead of it. And now I'm in a really good position to win. Going into this reshuffle, I just need one more point. So knowing me, I'm probably going to play super lame to go for it. And yeah, I do. I throw that Clock Mirage. Can you guys tell I don't have much practice with Clock Mirage? I keep launching it way too hard. Launching it hard isn't a terrible strat against El Drago though. Obviously it wants to spin steal, but Clock Mirage is so wide that if I just keep those RPMs up, it can't really get a good grip on it, and it makes for an easy spin finish on Lightning El Drago. So now I have made it to semifinals where we'll be playing first to 7 points. But I've run into another one of my bracket demons. It is Witchy Celeste, who I have never won against. I am 0-2 in my career against her, and she's a notorious top finisher around here. So in my head, I'm somewhat prepared for my tourney run to end here. She's always rocking super meta stuff. And it's my first time going against Blast. I think she's on heavy and low rush, if I'm not mistaken, maybe taper. And my Shark Scale here is, I mean, they're going crazy in the arena right now. And I'm just barely able to come out on top. My Shark was able to land some good hits as they raced around the extreme rail. So we're on to my next throw, the classic. You already know what it is. It's Clock Mirage, but versus Shark Scale. Probably the worst matchup you could possibly ask for. And just out of pure fear, my Clock Mirage evades Shark right into the pocket. And I'm down 1-2. Going on to the next one. It is Arrow Pegasus versus Hover Wyvern. And there I go, I get flung out of the top of the arena. So like I said, they even out. I almost just launched straight into the extreme pocket, so at least that didn't happen. We're gonna reshoot it, and my Arrow Pegasus historically has done extremely poorly versus her Hover Wyvern. And look at that, I get so bailed out by the self-extreme. Here I just want to take a second to acknowledge the horrible position that I'm in. My Arrow Pegasus is about to get eaten up by a hungry Hover. But unfortunately, her Hover just goes on the fritz, and all of a sudden, I have a 2-point lead. So we go into the reshuffle and both come out with kind of the same idea. We want to throw our anti-attacker first. At least Shark is the closest thing I have to anti-attack. But I get a pretty rough launch I get stuck up in that X side corner, and my Shark does not get into any good positions this whole match. I tried to mix it up from the plain reverse X dash I did the first time these two met up, but I won that matchup last time, so I don't know why I tried to mix it up. I do get outspun by her blast on low rush. And now it's just one thing after another. It is Shark Scale versus Clock Mirage. It looks like I went with the exact same order I've been rocking all day, and it puts me in this horrific position. And then my Clock Mirage gets cut in half by the Shark, unfortunately. So the tables are in the process of turning. I'm now losing 4-5. And we're into this matchup where I gained 3 whole points last time. Arrow versus Hover again. I get knocked into the pocket, but I get saved by 160. And I only spent like a millisecond in there, so I'm still in a decent position to outspin. But my Arrow, like I said, has a really hard time outspinning this Hover. This time around, it's going to come out on top. So I've evened it up 5-5. I can promise you that what I'm thinking about in this little corner is trying to remember all 3 of her Beyblades. Does anyone else have trouble with that? I think maybe it makes me a less predictable player, you know, just hitting the no mix-up all the time. And speaking of no mix-up, I throw that shark, and so does she. They're going to square off. And I land that clutch hit that pushes her onto the X rail and into the pocket. And so I finally defeated Witchy Celeste. And Mcfaboy10 is in grand finals, baby. But it won't be a generational lock-in unless I make it all the way to the top. So my next opponent is Mistress Eve, another player who I've never won against. I'm also 0-2 versus her in my career. I was looking at my side deck debating if I should bring in the Cobalt Dragoon or if I should bring in Wizard Rod. But I stuck to my guns. I remember just saying that this lineup has been doing me good today. And bang! Shark Scale gets me up 2 points to nothing. That was her Pegasus Blast on taper that I was able to knock out. So fortunate that I got the KO there, because I think that thing specializes in outspinning Shark Scale. And we're on to round 2. It is her Wolf Hunt versus Clock Mirage. This is probably the only matchup I want to throw into Wolf Hunt, so hopefully I can log that in the brain. And Clock Mirage is able to get the outspin here. So I go up 3 points to nothing. It's going to be my Arrow Pegasus, and I don't remember what she's rocking. It's got to be either Hover or Shark. Let's see, yep, there it is, Shark Scale. Also on low rush. Look at these two going crazy in the stadium. There's been about 20 X dashes between the two of them, and this game looks like it's going to go down to stamina. Arrow Pegasus not able to hang in there. And you can see me here cooking on my reshuffle. That's only the second or third time all day that I've actually switched up my order. And we've got Clock Mirage with the first throw, and she's got Shark Scale, so this is a brutal look for me. Her Shark Scale lands some vicious hits on me. And look at my Clock Mirage hitting the Michael Jackson lean right on the line, so I'm still alive. Here's another look at it. You can see just how close Mistress Eve was to taking the lead from me. But as long as I don't get ratchet sniped, I'll be going up 4 points to 1. And there we go. So my second throw is Shark Scale, and it's going to be versus her Blast on taper. So I was able to get the KO last time. But this time you can see it just weight bullying me. And there goes my Shark into the extreme zone. That is a huge swing in the points. All of a sudden my cushy lead has evaporated. We're now playing a 1-to-3 ball game, and it is my Arrow Pegasus versus the defensive specialist, that Wolf Hunt on Hexa. And these two start swinging huge right at the beginning. Look at that. It looks like after all those interactions, my Arrow Pegasus was able to come out on top. But we'll see. That level bit is being a little aggressive right now for my liking. That Hexa is also wobbling a ton. And it'll be Arrow with that superior UX weight distribution. Yeah, I said it. Able to get the outspin, and we're now onto the reshuffle. So going into this one, I know that Clock is going to be a big-time liability. I do not want anything close to a 2 or a 3 point swing. I can afford to get outspun once or twice, and 2 points in my favor wins the whole thing. So I'm throwing all-out attack, baby. It is Shark versus her Blast on taper once again. I go into the pocket and I come back out. I'm alive. I've been saved by 160 and 170 now today, so I'm loving this double 1 deck configuration. Of course, I'm still going to get outspun here, but I will take the 1 point loss over 2 any day of the week. And we're on to the second matchup. This one is a little bit sketchy. It is Arrow Pegasus versus Shark Scale. That arrow blade is really high up in the sky. I go into the pocket again, and Shark can just get under me super easily. I'm landing some really good hits here, and we have made it into the end game where level should be quite superior to low rush in terms of the ability to stay upright, and that is what we're seeing here. I'm gonna be just 1 point away from sealing the deal, and we've both saved our lame bays for last, both thinking that one of our attack bays was gonna seal it in those first 2 throws, but it's left me in a really good position here. It is my Clock Mirage versus her Wolf Hunt. And I'm able to escape that very beginning stage of the match without hitting the extreme rails at all, so that's looking good. All I gotta do is stay upright, and I should have a pretty big advantage against Wolf Hunt. My goodness, what a slow matchup, but I played my cards correctly to end up in it. Obviously, I didn't want my clock getting sliced in half. And I'm walking home the winner, baby.
Got it, bro. You guys say we got it. Let's go. He's back. Expect a YouTube video.
Let's freaking go, chat. I was able to pull it off, and now I get to head straight to work so that I can make my living. I am now a SpinCity athlete, though. Use code Axel. So maybe I'll be able to quit my job and pursue Beyblading full time. This song is so good. Thank you to Left Spin Bays for putting it on. He's been one of our main pillars of the community, so he always puts together great events. Sounds like there's something big coming up this summer where I actually might be able to win enough money to quit my job. No, just kidding. But sounds like there could be a nice payday coming up for the Boise Beyblade League next summer. So tap in, guys. The competition is clearly the best there is. Yeah!